What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth. This is EJ Joyful Plans, and in today's video, we're decorating my baby journal for the week. This is the last week in July, and I thought it would be fun to do it using Miss Maker stickers. This is the new Miss Maker collection. I'll link my flip throughs down below if you'd like to see them, but there are 3 sticker books. There was a classic, a big, and then there was an icons book. And so I'm gonna use the classic size today in both the icons and the regular. And I'm gonna keep this pretty simple. I just feel like I need to catch up on life with you guys. And I think this will be pretty quick, but we'll see. So I'm going to just get into it. But first, well, while I'm getting into it, why don't you guys tell me how you're doing? Leave me a comment down below. How you guys doing? Y'all doing okay? I know it's been a hot minute since I have been putting out planning videos, and that's because life. Because life. July has been a really busy month for me. Lots of travel and time with family, and so I really have not had time to put any energy into EJ Joyful Plans. So I apologize big time for having ghosted you guys a little bit this month, but it's been super essential, and I love these stickers, and it's been really great. So we are doing good. Esther's doing good. We all got sick between trips to California, so that was a bummer. Ooh, do we want to do... I think I do want to do some decorative dating. So to start things off, I'm going to use these discs to, I better write down the date because I feel like I cover the dates and then I forget. So we're on July 24th to the 30th. So, where do I start? Where do I start? So basically, July's been nuts, and these are all different. I want to make sure these look different, so I'm going to try to put them in different places, in different positions as well. Okay, so where have I been? Let's start with the end of June, early July. It was my 40th birthday, June 29th, and so we went down to California, where I'm from. We went to my family town, my hometown, and only there for the weekend, but it kind of led into the 4th of July, which was nice. So my best friend and her husband met up with us there, and we had an Airbnb, and it was great. So that was like the first weekend in July. And then the second weekend, or coming back that whole week, the second week of July, like halfway through the first week of July, we got the flu. And so we were sick for about, I don't know, a week and a half, something like that. And so that was not fun to come home to. I'll just say that. And I had to take a little bit of time off of work. You know what? Let's use some checklists as washi strips. I think that'll add some. Actually, you know what? No, let's go ahead and do it. So I'm just going to do this to add a little bit of color, and then we will throw some boxes down. This is just color and texture at this point, and I'm going to kind of vary the location of it. So we get sick, and then the weekend after that, we needed to travel back to California for my grandma's celebration of life, or memorial service. And that was a challenge. Obviously, like reuniting with family you haven't seen in a while over something that is sad. It's sad. But it was great to see my family, and I don't know when we will all be able to see each other again. You know, my grandma was very much like the matriarch and kind of kept us together. And so it will be very interesting to see how we all stay connected, if we stay all connected now that she's gone. So that was the third weekend in July. Yeah, I think that was the third weekend in July. All right, so now I'm just adding the boxes, and I'm just going to add them wonky because why not? And I'm kind of just trying to play around with their location just to change things up a bit. So we were in Los Angeles. So I'm from the Monterey Bay area. And so the first weekend in July, we were in the Monterey Bay. And then the second weekend, or the third weekend in July, excuse me, we were in Los Angeles for the memorial service. So definitely different parts of California, different experience. And, you know, I should have checked to make sure that we had the right number of boxes. Doggone it. That could be problematic, you guys. I always check, oh, we've got this kind. Oh, I should have used that kind. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Well, I think we're just going to have to play with it anyways. So I'm just going to use these different size boxes. Maybe I can make it look like it was on purpose. I'm going to lift this guy up if I can. Barely. And throw this guy that way. And then we'll use, oh yeah, let's see if I can find a box that will kind of cover that a little bit. So, oh my goodness, I'm getting distracted. What was I saying? So yeah, Central Coast of California, then Southern California, celebrating my birthday, you know, mourning the loss of a grandparent. And then the cherry on top, after basically the first few weeks were a lot, our attempt to get home from LAX the third week in July was a nightmare, you guys. If you follow me over on Instagram, some days I'm more, hold on, I need a sip of water. Some days I'm more active in my stories than others, but oh my gosh, I showed in my stories the drama of the airport. Basically, our flight was delayed for almost 8 hours. At the midnight mark, and I stood in line for an hour to see if we could get on another flight because I have an 8-month-old at the time. And standing in line, continue to wait. Then after 3 or 4 flight delays, they say it's like midnight. They're like, okay, like our pilot's here, we can get going. So they have, you know, pre-boarding, family boarding. So we get on the plane. I'm walking to the seats with Esther, and over the intercom in the plane, they say, sorry, but you have to get off the plane because the pilots have called in fatigued. And I burst out crying because we had been at the airport for a long time. We had only planned to be in LA for 2 days. So we were out of diapers and wipe. I think we had 1 diaper left. We were actually out of wipes, freshly out of wipes. I didn't realize how few were left in the bag. And wipes, formula. We had 1 bottle's worth of formula left. And so we were like out basically. And I burst into tears. So I'm that person with an 8-month-old looking around confused and exhausted, crying, holding an infant. And they put us up in a hotel, but they couldn't find us a flight. And that really sucked. It was nice that they put us in a hotel, and I'm very appreciative of that. But we didn't have stuff. So we had to Uber Eats diapers, wipes, and formula to the hotel. And then so we didn't check into the hotel because it took time to get to a hotel, you know, waiting for a shuttle and stuff at LAX after midnight. We didn't get to our room until about 1:30. We didn't get a pack and play for Esther until 2:30. And I didn't find another flight that we could get on until I think it was like 4:30 in the morning. And we booked a different flight or a different airline. So ultimately we made it home, but y'all, it was really traumatic, and it makes me never want to fly on Delta again. Kudos to those of you that have had only success with Delta. This was the second time we had ever flown with them. And the first time was awesome. And I really like their planes. I just feel like they're really like clean and tidy, and really like I liked the experience the first time, but I really did not like how they handled the whole situation. And I don't want a pilot flying me and my daughter and my husband when they're fatigued. But a little birdie, so I'm just grabbing, by the way, I'm just grabbing little kind of icons to kind of fill in. I'm just decorative dating this a bit, doing some clusters, if you will. But a little birdie told me with the airline that the pilots called in fatigued. And when they call in fatigued, it's basically like a no questions asked, they ground you. And so they called in fatigued, but this person was aware that this flight was meant to be their first flight of their shift. And so that bothered me, that there's like no questions asked situation for pilots to do their job. They can just say that they're fatigued and then like they don't have to do it. I think that's odd. And then the other thing that really bothered me was that they waited so long to actually just cancel the flight. And that was a problem for me because several hours before I stood in line. Okay, I'm looking for a date sticker book. Hold on. I know I have a million. And then every time I'm looking for them. Oh, you know what? I wonder if my Mojo Jojo Plans storage thing. Yeah, we should use these. Do I have black dates in here though? Or just my gray dates? I might just have my gray dates. But what bothered me was they delayed it multiple times. Maybe I should use gray. Do I want to just use, I guess I'll just use gray. I delayed it multiple times and then decided to cancel. And I'm just wondering, shouldn't airlines be a little more like, I don't know, like how many hours delayed before you call it? I mean, how long is enough? And I'm not normally one to complain. I'm not a big complainer. I am not that person at the airport. There was a lady at the airport who was so rude to the customer service people. I could not believe it. I'm not that person. And I genuinely like try not to complain about things in life. But it blows my mind that the first time I stood in the customer service line, they said, your flight isn't canceled. I'm sorry. You just have to wait however many delays there are until we decide to call it. Like, I feel like they could have called it sooner. And I think the cherry on top, maybe the most egregious thing, was they had us get on the plane and then a minute in tell us to get off the plane. That to me, oh my gosh, I can't get this Thursday off, you guys. That to me was so demoralizing. And that's what hurt the most. I'm like, y'all, like, you didn't have your pilots secured yet. And you let us get on the, you didn't have pilots and you let us get on the plane after having waited for so long. Because there's no way you have us get on the plane and then they call in fatigued. It means they hadn't confirmed their pilots yet and they still had us get on the plane. To me, that was really, really a bitter pill to swallow, just because I was so exhausted at that point. And I was so relieved when we boarded. I was like, oh, praise God. Like, oh, we're finally going to get home. And at this point, with the time change and stuff, it's going to be pretty much morning. But at least we can pick up Sadie. She doesn't have to do another night at the boarding place. Josh can go to work. And yay, like, we're at least headed home. Esther can sit in her diaper. Like, we'll make it. We'll make it. And then to be told to get off the plane, that to me was just like, it was a lot. It was a whole lot. So, we're home and we're safe and we made it. But I think I'm going to put, Yeah, I think I'm just going to put this here. So for those of you who don't know how I use this planner, this is actually a journal for Esther. And if there's anything I want to write to her for the week, or if there's any milestones that she hits, I will log it here. I am several weeks behind on decorating this, and I've just been writing on my phone and on Post-its in here the things that I want to log. And so truth be told, I fall behind on this all the time. But I'm really enjoying this, and it's always a reminder to y'all that, you know, when you see people with multiple planners, it's possible that they're using them for things other than planning. They're essentially notebooks, especially when you have these horizontal layouts. The horizontal layout is so great for journaling and memory keeping. So that is what I'm using this guy for. There's so many great stickers in the Miss Maker books, and I really didn't use that many of them. So y'all are gonna have to like play around with these sticker books. Show me some spreads, some good ones. I am really tempted, even though we're not at the end of this year. So this was an 18-month planner on the twin loop. I love the twin loop for memory keeping, and in this kind of journaling type way. And I'm tempted to just cut out like some of the months and end it, because as you add stickers and pictures and stuff, it starts to get really like thick and heavy. And I have other planners that I want to do this type of thing in for Esther. So I'm like tempted to artificially, no, what is it? Not super, what is the word? Kind of maybe like end this in August, or maybe end it in October when she hits like 1 year, and then just cut out November and December. But really the point is migrating earlier to another planner. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so let's see. We've got the dates. We've got the numbers. I think this is all I need to do. I know it's not very fancy, but with this, I will either log specific things that happen on specific days, or if I just have something I want to write to her, I can just take up the whole week and I just write a letter to her for the week. So I think that's all I'm going to do. Pretty simple, huh? Did I use the icons book, or did I just use the, is this the icons one? Hold on. I think this is the icons one. No, this is the one with the boxes. I feel like I should do a little bit more, like maybe add this like ribbon. Let's add this ribbon. I like adding stickers to this too, because some weeks I don't know what to say to Esther, or don't have anything in particular to write, or she didn't have any appointments and stuff. And so this kind of takes up a little bit more space. And then I just write around the stickers. Maybe I could do something down here. Let's find one other thing. Ideally not a quote. Let me go back to this guy. And I don't think I want it to be round. Ooh, I do like these pencils so much. Big ideas, dream. That's tempting. I kind of like that one. We might come back to that. Measuring tape. I feel like it needs to be a clear sticker, just because all my stickers, my decorative stickers, have been clear. Should we do paint? Paint brushes? I feel like we need, yeah, I feel like we need a little more Miss Maker. So let's add, this kind of follows the swigglies of the ribbon. I'm going to add, I'm going to have it going that way. I know it's kind of random, but I'm going to supplement it with How about a purple watercolor palette? I'll just make kind of a little cluster down here. That works. This is a bone. It's a paper folding tool. I use it to press in my clear stickers to get them like melded into the paper. Melded. Okay, I think I'm done. Here is my baby journaling spread for the week using Miss Maker. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Come hang out with me over on Instagram. Like I said, I try to be as active in my stories as possible so you guys can catch up on me in real life, in real time, and it's always a good time. If you want to hang out with me again, please consider subscribing to my channel. Until next time, friend, God bless you. God bless you and keep you. Do something creative today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!